Okay, that was weird. Sarasota Tim, everybody. Coming to you from the slowest place on earth. Total Wine and More in Boca Raton, Florida. Man, I was waiting for this. Oh, my mirror's folded in. I got to get out and do that. I was waiting for this alcohol event because it pays $25 an hour. It was only a 3-hour event, but oh my gosh, boring. Okay, I'm gonna have to push that mirror out. I can't pause iPhone videos. They're the smartest phones on earth, but they don't have pause on their video. Yeah, no pause on iPhone. All right, so I've been waiting for this demo to make $100 because it's $25 an hour, 3 hours, and then it's in Boca, so I got drive time. 30 minutes each way, another hour. And if they give me the same 25 an hour, which makes sense they will, it's an easy $100. And all I had to do was give samples of Heineken Silver beer out. I get there, they have none in the cooler. They're all hot. So I'm racing. I get there early. I'm 20 minutes early. I buy a bag of ice. All they got's a 16-pound bag, this giant bag of ice. Huge cubes. When I do Publix, they got that crushed ice in the seafood area. It's free. I mean, I didn't pay for this either. I have a debit card the company gives me. But, that ice, you can smash things down in there. And this ice was impossible to get those bottles down. So, I'm racing to get them chilled, and there's nobody in the store. Nobody. And then I said to the manager lady, you always check in with the manager when you get there. I said, yeah, I'm doing a Heineken Silver demo for you guys today, and I'm with Crossmark. Where would you like to set up my table? She says, oh, we have a beer bar. Just go back there and do it right from the beer bar. It's like a beer tasting bar. They got all set. It's kind of nice, but it's in the very back of the store in the most loneliest section in the world. There were two people that do exactly what I do, with the same tables, the black curtain tablecloth next to each other, probably doing some kind of spirits or wine, and they were actually packing up within 15 minutes after me getting there, and I was, the next one. So, 3 hours, the longest 3 hours of anybody's life. Not one I opened up 2 bottles, forgot to bring a bottle opener, which is my fault. And I asked the store, of course, they don't have one. You're not going to open up bottles. But they open up bottles, because they do their own samplings. Oh, my back's killing me from the gym and standing up. So I take my car key and I wedge, I pry off the bottle cap. Oh, I'm at a Diamond Interchange. You got a new Diamond Interchange like over in Sarasota on Glades Road here, I-95. I pry off 2 bottles thinking I'm going to be pouring this stuff out. I got to get... Then I realized I shouldn't have opened them until I got them cold or until somebody actually wanted a sip. Because to try to get the bottle that was open down in the ice, those big old ice cubes, not the crushed ice, was impossible. So that part of the bottle on the bottom was getting in the ice, and the rest of it, there was room temperature, hot. Nothing worse than hot beer. Like right away, I gave 3 samples. One was to an employee. I guess these guys are allowed to try little samples like that so they can have an opinion to tell people, in Total Wine. So maybe they're an exception to, like the people at Publix, they couldn't take a sip of some booze or wine. They drank the Pellegrino that I did last week. But anyway, 3 sips, 3 samples. One was an employee. Happened in the first 15 minutes before the beer was even cold. Everybody said it was hot. I told them it was going to be hot. I never saw another person. The place was dead. I mean, people walked by. They didn't even want to look at me. It's a total demographic in Boca. I don't know what it was, but nobody even wanted to say hello. And very few ventured that far back there. I mean, I was in the far back side where they have this beer bar thing. If I was in the middle of the store where those 2 ladies were that had their tables set up and moved out when I got there, it was in the middle of the store, right in the middle. And so they do those demos there all the time. I would have given way more out, even though there wasn't a lot of customers. For whatever reason, today's Sunday, it's just dead. But I got nobody back there where I was at. I poured the 2 bottles out. One was untouched. It was a shame to empty it. And the other one had, just the neck. These are little small cups they give you for wine and alcohol. They don't want you to give, too much to people. It's not like those food sample cups they give me in my kit every week. They're a bigger, wider sample cup. I think they're like 2 ounces. These are like 1 ounce and they're real small. So I got all the Heineken back here in the back. I purchased it with the company debit card, and the guy at the Total Wine, when he has to sign my form, he looks down in the buggy where I've got my table and everything that I didn't get to use. It just sat in a cart over near that beer bar. He says, all right, I got to do just a quick bag check before you walk out, make sure I didn't steal anything. I said, well, I've got the Heineken here that I bought with our debit card, the unused product. He goes, oh, okay, that's fine. So I would have a 12-pack, less 1, that I gave 3 sips out of, but I only have 10 left because I made the mistake of opening 2 bottles. And I'm not going to enjoy them. I'm going to give them to, one of my neighbors. They're ice cold right now. And I go into the break room and it was all over. They got all kinds of 10 boxes of Dunkin' Donuts and all these tables and chairs where they all sit and have their rah-rah and talk about wine and how to recommend everything in there to everybody to sell. When I used to drink, I'd go to Total Wine and I'd always ask for their help. They seem to be knowledgeable. And whether it be vodka or wine, and they were always like, oh yeah, this one is the one, and they act like they know all about it. And they had pretty good spiels, that they were well trained. And it's all about obviously the profit margin ones. Because if you go in there and buy Tito's or whatever, Total Wine is known to be like a very low price. They're like the Walmart of liquor stores. So they're not going to make much because they want to get you in the door. But what they want to sell you is their products, of which they get for next to nothing from their wholesalers and suppliers, to be able to get it on the shelf next to all the foot traffic that comes in there, because they're a big company, but they make money. That's where they make their money. Can't blame them. I mean, they're in business to make money. But I see how it's related to what I'm doing. This Heineken Silver, it's brewed differently than the other Heineken through a -1 degree Celsius chilling factor to get rid of proteins and tannins to leave a crisper taste without all the bitterness. Stuff I read. So anyway, I waited all this time. I'm not complaining. I mean, I made $100 in 3 hours. Oh, and let me tell you this other company that I was going to do just wine, $25 an hour, that was looking very promising. Well, I had emailed her when she sent out these emails, can you do, she was a blanket email. Respond immediately with the time and date, you can do it. I need answers right away. I got these tastings, this date. And, it's kind of different the way my company does it. My company just puts my schedule on a portal, online. I go on there and I see what days I got and what I'm doing. This one you have to respond and say you want it. And so I did, but I never heard from her. And I emailed her again because I got another email saying, got this tasting available, please respond. And they were most of them were out of my area because she lives further north of Palm Beach County. But there were a couple that I responded to that were in Lake Worth, right up the next town up from me. I definitely wanted them. And I thought that I would do those and work for my company. But the lady never responded. So get this, I call her the day before yesterday or so, and she answered. I said, hey, it's Tim Baker. I says, I didn't know if, she goes, oh, can I call you back? I'm with some people, blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't like, oh, hey, how are you? Hey, listen, may I call you back? I got your emails. I'm in the middle of something right now. She just kind of like blew me off. And I was just trying to tell her, I said, well, okay. I says, but I've been responding to your emails about getting these wine tastings, these demos, but I didn't know if my email was going into your junk or whatever because I haven't heard from you. Oh, I'm going to work on it. I'll get back to you. So right away, that put me back. I'm a professional. I don't deal with people like that. I own my own business for over 3 decades. And especially someone that's your salesman that's going to make you your money, that works for you. Those are the people. There was an ottoman in the middle of the highway. Those are the people you take care of. Was she really that busy? She couldn't have just said what I said a moment ago. Hey, yeah, I got your emails. Listen, I'm right in the middle of something. I'm going to hook you up. I'll call you. I'll email you back. We're going to go over stuff. How long did that take? 10 seconds? So finally today she does respond. And I get one demo on the 17th of June. There were other emails I mentioned a moment ago that were for this weekend. It's only Sunday for the next coming weekend. Like the 9th and 10th or 11th or whatever that is. And I responded to him, but now she's got me, on the 17th. So I sent her an email saying, how do I know if I got these? I'm responding to you, but how do I know if I got them? And how do we buy the product? Because my company sends me a debit card and a box with gloves and, WeID and all that. A little kit, via FedEx. They send it all. They sent me this and this. They're a real company. And put my money in my bank account and did a background check on me. They're a real company out of Plano, Texas. And this lady, so, the girl that recommended me to her says she gets paid. I'm sure you get paid. I'm not saying she won't pay you, but man, she is very slow to respond. I can't go for that. And then when I got one date, so I'm sitting there today bored out of my mind at Total Wine here. So I started thinking about it, and I just sent her an email. I tried to be very articulate, but I was very to the point, because she was to the point with me yesterday or day before. I can't talk to you right now. I'm with somebody, blah, blah, blah. I said, after thinking about it, Miss Elise, that's her name, just her first name. I said, please remove me from your mailing list as one of your product demonstrators. I have decided to stay with my company. I know everybody does business differently, but I haven't heard from you, and you're only giving me one demo for the whole month of June. I need at least 10 or 12 work days, even though I only make like $50 or $60 at the $13.50 an hour with my company. At least I've got half the month I'm working. almost every weekend. And I see it on my calendar already. It was like pulling teeth to get this lady to answer me, and then she gives me one date. And I Google the address. Oh my goodness. I do Publix, right, with this company, and I just did a Total Wine. These are nice places. This liquor store she had me hooked up to do was in a bad part of town in Lake Worth, Florida, and it looked like a real ghetto liquor store that, you know, could be held up anytime. So I just emailed her and said, this is a letter of resignation before I even start. So I got another app in with another company called Forte Event Marketing, and I'll see what they got to offer. But if somebody can't give me some work, you know, I'll contact individual private wineries. We got a place here called Cooper's Hawk that does wine tastings. Maybe I could just get a job there, or something else, you know, something else. I don't know. But anyway, I have a job. I'm thankful for the job. But that's how the Total Wine went today. I'm sitting here complaining, and I made more money today than I have on any one shift that I've gotten so far with this company. But I found it very lonely. I mean, this one girl came back here, nice young lady, and she had 2 bottles of wine. She was on her way to yoga. And I said, would you like a sample of some Heineken Silver? She says, well, I'm on my way to a yoga class. I said, I pointed at the thimble. I said, well, it's only... I said, first I asked her if she drank beer. She goes, yeah, I do drink beer. I said, would you like a sample? And she told me about the yoga. I said, well, it's only a little thimble. So, you know, and it's only 4% of alcohol versus the regular Heineken, which is 5%. So I doubt it's going to, you know, hurt you. So she said, all right, I'll do it, you know, and she took a sip. She was really sweet. And we got to talking. I said, I'm back here in the lonely section. So we got to talking about this and that. I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. And that, I cherished that. That was the only conversation I had besides the employee. He was a little older than me, and he's the one that actually sipped some, you know, while he's working. But he was a very nice gentleman, and he chatted with me for a minute, and he got back to stocking the shelves and whatever. Oh boy. So my back's killing me, and it's not just from standing, as I got my mat and all that. It was only 3 hours. But I went through a damn workout yesterday and today. We did this thing where you pull your arms back and separate this thing. It's a back exercise. So obviously, and I didn't have anything that, I set my alarm. I forgot to take my 3 Advil. I don't want to leave them in my pocket and wash these pants with the Advil in them. So I hope I can remember. I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to go to Publix right now. I don't really need to. I have food at home. I should just turn around and go home. It's back the other way. I want to take these Advil. I had my alarm set to take them an hour ago to kind of stay ahead of the pain. That's why I'm feeling it now. So that's what I'm going to do. Sorry this was long and boring, but how does it feel to be bored to death by my video? I do appreciate you guys. Did you see my subscribers? I mean, I was struggling to get to 3,000, and that extra 100 came, and I think I'm like 31 and plus 11 or 15 or something now. So thank you very much, all 3,115 of you. And all I need now is all 3,100 of you to view. So those that comment all the time, I feel like I know you. You don't fail to comment on almost every video. The comments are getting a little more too. There will be a day, I'm sure it is with all YouTubers, that, you know, have thousands of subscribers and get hundreds of comments. I couldn't possibly answer them all. But right now, it's not a problem. And I answer them all, and I appreciate all your comments, and a lot of you that rib me and kid me about everything. Each one of you are different in your own way. I thank you so much. You're kind of an extension of my family. I'm all alone in the world. I'm here in Palm Beach County, Florida. Sarasota, Tim. This is all I got. It's good, though. I got you guys and the good Lord. Hey, hit the description button. Buy me a coffee. Use my Amazon link. Shop till you drop. And whatever you do, crush it!